Hello, everyone, and welcome to the month of the Rooster, which is September 7th through October the 7th. We are going to be talking about the Feng Shui and Flying Star of the South Sector and how it's going to affect you. Hello, everyone. If you are new to me, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business Feng Shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system, which is a personalized, favorable timing system for you to take the right action at the right time every single time. But let's get into why we are here together today. And it is talking about in the year of the metal rat. This is from my annual event where we talked about all of the wonderful things that are going to be happening, the tumultuousness of the year. I talked about how people were going to be walking around with face masks and the downturn of the economy, commercial real estate just flying out of control. And so here we are. And I also talked about corruption and how that's going to probably, as the year builds, people are going to get found out. So that's actually happening as well around the world. So especially here in our country, that people have just had enough already of the same old. I also advise that for your business, that you should be doing something very different. You really have to start thinking about how you're going to be your operations, how they're going to be a bit different this year. So hopefully you had followed that advice. I give that information in January, and it's good throughout the entire year. So there's going to be some links below for you to you may want to check out as I go through our presentation today. And if you are new to us, what we would love for you to do is go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment if you like what you are hearing. And really what I would like to know is what is happening in your life right now. What's happening in the area that may be affected by some of the annual energies? Have you been affected health-wise or business-wise, financially? Please let me know and let me see if I can help you get out of that, okay? All right, and so then let's talk about what I do, which I actually just told you what I do, but here is my business model, if you will, and it is the cosmic trinity of person, space, and time. And then there's even another ring that goes completely around that, which is about the universal gateway called Qimen Dunjia in Chinese, but basically that is the umbrella over everything that I do, which is the universal or spiritual side of classical feng shui. And really it is about manifesting. It's about understanding how you can have a strategy about some things that you want to do. Let's say that you want to do a sales funnel and start a new campaign. Well, what would be the outcome of that? You can already foretell by using the universal gateway, because we're tapping into this universal intelligence that we all have access to. But today we are going to talk about the space and how I can help you with that. All right, first though, everything that I do is always personalized, and so we're going to have you run the charts for yourself and the people that you are sheltering in place with. So go to freebusinessastrology.com. That link is below. There's a lot that is on my astrology charts. Truthfully, it's person, space, time, and universe that is on there as well. And so we want to understand what's in our chart. That way we know what to do for the feng shui. If you're having a really great year, the feng shui can even make it better. If your astrology is down this year because the metal rat is influencing and impacting it in a more trying or challenging way, then you're going to want to use the space to help mitigate and give yourself a little bit of boost as well. Your space is there to achieve your goals. What's ever happening in your space, or whatever, let me reverse how I'm going to say that. Whatever is happening in your life, it's because of what's happening in your space. Do you have clear communications, good relationships, good health, your business is flowing? If not, I would say that there's something that should be looked into your space. We all are sheltering in space at this point to some degree, where we don't have as many opportunities to get out like we were just ancient times of 4 or 5 months ago. Those days are over, and they're going to be over for quite some time, well into 2021. So I really encourage you to take some time, get yourself an accurate floor plan. You can do that through your property management. If you own the building, it should have been in your closing docs. It might be difficult to get somebody in to do that measuring for you right now. There's apps on the market. I really personally can't recommend an app because I've tried a few, but not my wheelhouse, so I haven't been able to find one. So if you do know one that really does work, please private message me so I can give it a try so we can recommend it to other people as well. But once you have that accurate floor plan, then you are able to superimpose on top of the floor plan the compass dials. So let's start talking about the space. I'm going to look at it as a quadrant first, as a grid, and then we'll show you what the dial looks like. So here is our annual flying star. I've already talked about the Central Palace and the Southeast Palace. Today we are in the South. This is what we're talking about today, and it's the number 2. So the number 2 is a dual-sided edge. It has on one side of it, it has the 2, which is more about illness. It is considered the illness star. So in the South, if you have a horse in your chart, even a rat in your chart, a monkey in your chart, a couple of other animals are not going to fare as well this year, you really do need to watch your immune system. So being in the South is going to weaken your immune system, so you want to stay away from it. Now, we're going to talk about the monthly energies as well and how that's going to affect it, but I do want to tell you about the positive side of it too. So if you are someone who is investing in real estate and properties, more specifically, like big properties, like if you're a developer, but anyone which I call in the dirt industries, if you're a realtor, mortgage, title company, an architect, a designer, a landscape architect, those all contractors, those all are considered, I put them under the dirt industries, so those are the ones that can benefit from the South. But please be careful, it does come with that illness star as well. So yes, it has a positive and negative connotation, but again, it just depends on where it is, how it might be affecting you personally. So again, if you've got some kind of garbage happening in your life, you may want to avoid using that particular area. Number 2, the other thing I want to let you know is if your house is facing south, then it is going to be affecting the finances. So when we have negative numbers in the front of the house, it has more of a negative impact. If it is the sitting or the back of your building, of your home or office, then it is going to be affecting what we call people matters, which is your health, as well as your relationships. So as you can see, there is a lot of things that you can alter just by understanding what's in your space. Now, the second thing, or another thing that I want to tell you is that once you have that floor plan figured out and you superimpose my compass dials on top of it, then I'm going to want you to start making some decisions. Now, I'm not going to talk about doing Feng Shui activations. That's for a higher level program. But what I want you to think about is that your body can be the antenna. Okay, so when you go into an area that has positive energy, you're going to start absorbing the positive influences of that particular sector. Now, conversely, if you go into an area that is negative, then you're going to start bringing on those negative connotations. It's going to lower your energy. You're going to feel more drained. You're going to not want to get things done. You're going to want to procrastinate, and then it's even going to do some other things as well. So we'll talk about specifically on how that is going to be affecting in the South. So let's look at the South specifically. And again, I've already talked about the Center Palace and the Southeast. Now we're in the South, and the right-hand number in all of the boxes of this grid, the right-hand number 2 in the South in this case, is the annual star. And we just talked about what that 2 means. Now the 5 is on the left-hand side, or all of the left-hand numbers, this is where the monthly influences are going to be affecting the annual star. So we are in the month of Rooster from September 7th all the way to October the 7th. So this is where we can start looking at this particular energetics. All right, so what does that 5 and 2 mean? So going to this next slide, I have put icons just as little descriptors to help you understand these energies a little bit better. So what we have is the blue ones, they're going to be your positive ones, and if they're red, that means red means stop in my world. So that this is where you want to just kind of put on the brakes a little bit and see whether or not you're going to even want to use it. But when it's pure challenging, why would you even want to spend time there? My suggestion is if you are even just renting a room in a larger suite, what you might want to do is take your iPad or your phone or something like that, or your laptop, just move into a different direction. Get out of that challenging, especially if you've already got challenges in your life. Why make them worse? Okay, let's talk a little bit about what that 5-2 combination has. It's truthfully one of the more unfavorable combinations. When we don't like the 5 already, and then when we add the 5 and 2 together, it's really a recipe for trouble. So what you want to do is you're going to want to avoid this area if you've got pre-existing health conditions, if you've got pre-existing life issues, you've got problems in your relationships, you've got problems with cash flow in your business, you've got problems with just emotions and things like that. Just avoid this area because it's not going to help at all in any of those situations. So here specifically, if you would happen to activate, what I mean by activate is there's this concept of yin and yang in Feng Shui. So yang is when you're active, you're awake, you're working, you're typing at your computer, you're talking on the phone, you're cooking a meal, you're watching a news feed or something like that. This is when you are completely awake. All right, that is yang. This is a yang activity. When you're sleeping, when you are when something is left completely quiet, as in that sector is just, it's there, but I'm not doing anything in that area, then it becomes yin. That's exactly what we want to have happen in the South, pretty much throughout the year, but especially in the month of the Rooster, we want to keep it quiet. So if you don't and you activate it, so I don't want any digging outside in the South, I don't want any type of hanging of artwork or moving big furniture, you will activate that area, and that is not a positive. Here's what you can expect if you do activate, though. You can expect pretty big problems and obstacles when it's concerning your health, prosperity, business failure, major relationship issues, and serious accidents. It is likened to the Widowmaker. Get out of that area. It's not helping you at all. Now, this could be amplified, if you will, if you have negative landforms that are outside the South area. Now, I talked about this a little bit more on the first day of this particular month when we're talking about the external landforms, and they should be positive, as in lush green hills or just something beautiful, something wide and expansive outside of, especially the front of your space, the front and back especially. But what I want you to understand, in the South, what we don't want to see, we don't want to see things that are broken. You don't want to see something like a big pylon. You don't want to see something dissecting that particular area. You just want to make sure that it has more positive. But maybe you've got that already, and so you're not moving a pylon, but you could do some things to help. You can maybe plant some hedges, so it does it's a band-aid, but it does help just a little bit. And if you're building a property, obviously you're going to want to avoid that, but as time marches on, we're doing more and more damage to Mother Earth. I think that's why we've got some of the craziness happening in the world right now. For example, I'm in Northern California, and I don't know if you've been following this on the news. I'm sure it's global at this point, but we are having a really tough time here in Northern California. We've got forest fires that are seriously out of control. We're 24 days into very hazardous air quality. It's like it's nothing I've ever seen in my lifetime. Now, I've been to countries where that's a way of being, but here in California, it is not a way of being. It is really a quite dangerous health hazard. So this is not helping at all. I did talk about at my annual event this year as well about how the fire element is one of the more unstable. It is the most unstable element in 2020. There you go. There's instability right there. So anyway, that is a little bit about what the South could do. So you definitely want to, make sure that we don't have anything negative on the outside. But if you do, then this is going to downgrade your feng shui just a bit. So this is the opportunity to have a bit of an open mind, avoid that sector, the south sector in September. A basic tenet of feng shui is to use the vibrant areas so that you can be in the flow. Life will be a little bit easier, and avoid those challenging ones so that life won't be so sucky. So really, it's up to you how you're going to want to handle that. Okay. Now, I'd like to show you what this would look like on a dial. This is, again, a dial that I have linked below. I'm going to show you 2 dials right now that I'd like you to consider putting over your accurate floor plan. And so this is the Flying Star one that it will just tell you where the 2 is located in the south. And then the next dial is going to be the Feng Shui dial. Now the Feng Shui dial, let's look at the south sector. The south sector has quite a bit going on negatively. So stay tuned here on what I'm going to be telling you, and then potentially how I can help you adjust that space so it will be a little bit more manageable for you. Number 1, it is what's called the year breaker. The year breaker is opposite the year of, which is the year of the rat. So this is the Grand Duke is the rat, but the south has the year breaker. In addition, it also has what's called the 3 killings. The 3 killings goes all the way from the southeast 3, which is the snake, goes all across the entire south, as well as into the southwest 1 where the goat resides. Now, I really want you to listen to me when I tell you this. We've got the 2, which has the negative health issues. We have got a crazy pandemic going on, so we don't want to weaken anybody's immune system anymore, right? But then we've got the year breaker, and we've got the 3 killings. This is an area, and then we've got the 5-2 in the month of September. It's crazy. So you really want to avoid it. Unless you're the type of daredevil type person that really just thinks that this is going to, that wouldn't affect me. Unfortunately, hopefully you're not one of those type of people. I would really rather have you play it safe so that you can move forward a lot easier. Okay? All right. So then what I also wanted to let you know, in the south area, what I would do if I were you, if you haven't already done this, if you've been following me from my annual event, I've been talking about this, and I want you to do this so gently at this point, is get a lot of metal, like several hundred pounds of metal or kilos, whatever that might be. And so you're going to want to place that gently into the south at this. It's kind of even risky to do that, but you just want to put it, and that will help drain some of that very, very negative earth energy that's just locking down and try to making your life miserable, and the metal will help drain that. That's a 5-element cycle concept there, where metal will drain the earth, and that's exactly what we want it to do. And avoid it. That would be the next thing I'd want you to do. Okay, and then I talked about person, space, and time. Here's my TimeBlazr. This is just a quick little snapshot of the month view, but every Tuesday I have another YouTube live going on that's called TimeBlazr Tuesdays. And what I do on TimeBlazr Tuesdays, I start which is already up for this week, so you may want to check that out. You're going to want to follow me to find out how to strategize to doing the right action all the time during the week using the TimeBlazr. And if you would like a free 30-day trial, there is a link below for that as well. There's no credit card required for the first 30 days, but I really encourage you to check this out so that you can start using person, space, and time yourself so that you can start really starting to take control of your life. It will give you your power back. All right, the last thing that I'd like to talk to you about today is that I have started promoting my annual event this year. It's going to be January 16th and 17th. 2021. It's live stream and it's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, and the link to purchase early bird, there's super early bird tickets right now at bit.ly/metalox, and that is all lowercase. So I really believe, you guys, that if you understand what is happening, for those of you who came to my annual event, you already knew some of the things that are happening in this year. It was no surprise. Is it comfortable? No. But what I want you to do, if you are following me, I want you to start thinking about how you can get ahead of the curve, how you are going to be able to really start taking an understanding about what's happening in your chart, understanding what adjustments you need to be making in your space so you can achieve your goals, and then start using the timing element to bring about some real good change by triggering the energy on a good day and time. And then, of course, the universal gateway to manifest the things that you want. It's really a beautiful holistic system that I enjoy telling and sharing this information with you. So again, if you are new to me, please subscribe, please share. That would be one of the greatest things that you could do in return for this free information, as well as leaving comments. What I'd really love to know is what's happening in your life, what's happening in your area of the world that might be affecting you, and how and if you ask me a question, I can certainly answer it in upcoming videos. So, all right, this is it for today. We will check back with you tomorrow when we're going to be talking about the Southwest sector. Let's see if it's any better than the South. Hopefully it will be. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.